So the question is, who should you defeat in the final analysis? And the answer is you should defeat your former self. So if you want to compete fairly with someone, then you should be competing with you. Like, well, personal responsibility is to compete with yourself, is to be slightly better than yourself. If you have enough humility to set the bar properly low, then you could be better tomorrow than you are today. The meaning in life is to be found in that pursuit. Things are tragic and difficult, but there's always some stupid thing that you could do or someone else could do that could make it even worse than it has to be. And so that's life. Doing something worthwhile. You need some reason to get the hell out of bed on a terrible day because you've got something good to do. Well, what's the best thing you can do? Transcend your current wretched and miserable. That's a meaning that's associated with responsibility. You take responsibility for yourself. So you take care of yourself. If you're good at it, you have some excess left over to take care of your damn family. If you're good at both of those, then you have some excess left over to take care of your community. Those are heavy burdens. You pick up the burdens. You find that's meaningful. The best way to pick up the burden is to continually improve yourself. And that's where the meaning is to be found. That's letting your old self die and the new self be reborn.
Why are you saying your miserable, wretched life? Because there's a lot of people that don't have miserable, wretched lives that also just want to improve. Like, why does it have to be the worst case scenario?
The theory has to work in the worst case scenario. And you and the people around you are doing stupid things to make it worse. You've got a kid and you want the kid to improve. You don't set them a bar that's so high that it's impossible for them to attain it. You take a look at the kid and you think, okay, this kid's got this range of skill. Here's a challenge we can throw at him or her that exceeds their current level of skill, but gives them a reasonable probability of success.
Incremental steps.
Yes.
So this is also what is achieved through exercise. It's one of the most important.
Yeah. Aim low. And I don't mean don't aim. And I don't mean don't aim up. Because it means that as you start to fail, you fail more and more rapidly. But it also means that as you start to succeed, you succeed more and more rapidly. I'll clean up my damn room. I'll make my bed. It's so strange. They said, well, I started making my bed and that made all the difference. Like, well, yeah, you decided to aim up, man. And the first concrete instantiation of that was that you made your bed. You're grateful for what you have right in front of you and you take care of it and you put it in order. It's like all of a sudden things start to get better.
One of the things that happens when you go through school, you're told what to do. You're never told how to think. You're okay as a human. Look, if you want to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu and you just started your first class, you're okay as you are. You're a human. But in the goal, you're not okay. In the greater goal,
that's right.
The incremental improvement is important. You have to honestly assess your position and move forward.
Yeah, that's it. You're a position and a trajectory. And maybe you're okay if you're okay in your position and your trajectory. But you know, the self-esteem movements and all of that will accept yourself the way you are. It's like, no, I say, no, you could be way more than you are. You're 17. You're okay the way you are. It's like, no, you're not. You got 60 years to be better. And you could be way better. You could be incomparably better across multiple dimensions. And in pursuing that better, that's where you'll find the meaning in your life.
The way I always describe it to people is there are disciplines that you can pursue, and those disciplines are a vehicle for developing your human potential. And if you get better at these things, you can get better at anything.
Well, the answer is, look, when you're a kid, you're all potential. It's chaotic potential. It can manifest itself in any number of ways. And maybe you don't want to give that up. So you're like Peter Pan. You want to be a kid forever because you don't want to give up the potential. Because the way the potential transforms itself into actuality is through discipline. You have to pick a path of discipline. And the meta rule is you have to discipline yourself. People, they say, well, I don't know what to do. It's like, that's okay. Nobody does. Go do something. Do the best thing that you can think of. Put the best plan you have into practice. It's not going to be perfect and it will change along the way, but it will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing the path. And as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans. You have to go and look and see where everything needs to be fixed. And that is harsh, man. But the problem is that you have to face what you don't want to face in order to fix it.
Yeah.
And so you look at all the things about yourself that need to be burned off, that need to be dispensed with. And that, man, especially at the beginning, especially if you're screwed up, that might be like 95% of you.
And you have to do that in small steps because most people don't have experience in transcending their problems. But if you do it incrementally, you can show yourself that you can do it.